Coming up next, boys high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lorain High School. It's freshman basketball, LEL style. Today, the Titans of Lorain High School and the Mustangs of Maple Heights renew a rivalry that happened about a month ago, Bob.
Yeah, and in that first time around, Maple Heights, defeated Lorain High by 16. Look out.
Maple Heights with the tip, missed a layup and bring it out for Lorain. Number 20, Sam Clark on defense. 12 is Kenny Jenkins. 23 beyond Big B Smith. 43 Devontae Jackson and 0 Damian McShepard.
Pretty good patience here shown by Maple.
Well-coached program, Bob, at all three levels.
It is. The varsity's doing pretty well. 10-7 in our league's pretty good.
McShepard with the long rebound, then threw it away, trying to get it down the court, but back at you comes Maple Heights. It'll be the Titans' ball in the backcourt. For Maple, number 2 is Davion Bush. Number 4 is Quentin Morris. Number 5, Elric Bell Collins. 42 is Devon Smith Johnson. And I believe 14 is Monte Williams. There he is. Yep. Titans against the man-to-man of Maple Heights.
Very soft man-to-man. Wow. They're playing bad. They're playing off.
I mean, it is pack line. Nice cut and curl there. That's Sam Clark missing the layup. Got to get your head around to see the backboard. And then on the dribble drive, quickly, it's Morris into the lane. He lost it. Back comes Clark. Clark on the dribble.
No call.
Contact, no harm, no foul. Down low.
Get in.
Pass up, in, no. That was Jenkins. Back up. Big B beyond Smith with the first 2 of the ball game. Timeout, Maple Heights.
Wow. That's a quick TO. The coach saw something he didn't like. Jay, I always thought that playing somebody the second time around at the freshman level was really a significant way to measure your progress through the year. Whether you won the first time around or lost, you take a look at what happened in the second time around. It kind of gives you a pretty good gauge of how you're progressing versus another program.
And, the first thing you got to look at, Bob, is you got to look at the scorebook compared to the first time, because it's after grades come out. You got to make sure that the names have not been changed to protect the innocent.
I hear you.
And, Maple with a 16-point lead, these guys are the ones that played the first time. So, yeah, it will be a good gauge. Maple ahead with the ball. Elric Bell Collins picks it up, harassed by McShepard, and gets it off to Bush. Down low, up no by Williams. Back out, and this is Jackson ahead to Clark. Ball fake. Bounce pass. Nice cut. Traveled with the ball, though. He caught it too low to get it on the ground, and it was a good call. Good cut, good call, and it was the right idea with the pass.
Certainly.
So, Lorain 2-0, 5:15 to go, first quarter. Quentin Morris, the point guard. Williams, there's a curl. These two teams are very similar offensively.
Yeah, but this is old school offense for Maple. I mean, it's down picks and cross screens.
Yep. Davon Smith Johnson with the rebound and basket. 2 for him.
We got a little box
press. There's a baseball pass to Sam Clark. He knocks it down, throws it up from 6. No, Beyond Smith with a tip, going to go out of bounds. Going to stay with the Titans. How about that? Beyond Smith has come a long way. He is a work in progress at 6'5" at the freshman level. And, that's not something that he was taught. He was 6'5" coming in. But very raw on the basketball court. But I know he wants to learn.
Well, just from watching the first couple of minutes of this first quarter, I see a big improvement from the last time we saw the freshman play.
There's the pick and the roll. And
well, I'd rather see him open up to that.
Well, we used to have a rule: you're not allowed to bounce it to the big man. Don't bounce past the ball to the post.
I hear you, but I'd like to see him open up after the screen as opposed to turn and cut.
Okay. Up top, Clark with the ball. We're tied at 2. 4:15 to go, first quarter. Sam Clark. This is McShepard. Down the lane, pass out off of McShepard, out of bounds as he tried to split the double team. He made it through, but the ball didn't. It squirted out of bounds. It'll go over to Maple. Williams will inbound it to Bell Collins, and he'll come back. down in the corner, way ahead. 3 ball short. Rebound there by Jackson.
There you go.
Jackson ahead over the front of the rim to Sam Clark for 2. 4-2 Lorain. You know, whistle, and there's a reach in. It's going to be on 0, McShepard. You know, Bob, something about that layup down there at the other end.
I'd rather see him use the glass.
I was going to say, we also had a rule. There's one rule on layups, bank it or dunk it.
It's just like the one count stop layup has become a thing of the past.
Yeah, but bank it or dunk it. Don't go over the front of the rim. There's too much that can go wrong. You can. Nice patience.
Yeah,
well-run offensive play. Pick for the picker. Bell Collins with the layup coming around.
It's exactly
Tied
what
at
that
4.
was.
And we know that, Bob, because we both ran it.
Yep.
There's the hand grenade pass from Jackson, too long. And Titans need to get somebody on the other side of the press behind the ball. Sideline, middle, and back. Those are the 3 looks against pressure, no matter what it is. And you got to fill all 3, or that's what happens. You're trying to either dribble through it or throw long over top of it. Morris down the lane, one-hander, no checkouts, and it goes out of bounds to the Titans.
Okay.
Al McConney with the call, former Southview head coach. Substitution, Maple, Stanley Gray, number 22, into the lineup. Monte Williams out.
Boy, as soft as Maple plays their defense, I mean, shooting from the perimeter is...
It's almost a pack line type look. For those of you that are familiar with Virginia, the number 2 team in the country, they only want to play 1 man above the 3-point line. Whistle on the bump. On the way up, Morris is going to get the foul. Jackson will get to the line for 2 shots. Devontae.
That's a pretty good stroke right there.
First shot up and in. He'll play a couple quarters with the freshman, a couple quarters with the JV today.
Yeah, that's something we haven't mentioned. There are 6 freshmen playing up at the JV level. In fact, last couple games, the entire starting lineup for the JV team has been freshmen. A couple even dress varsity.
Well, we got 2 of them now playing with the freshmen, in Deshaun Fairley and Devontae Jackson.
And that's just for a quarter or so, Jay?
I think they each play 2 quarters. Yeah,
I got you.
And it's just to get more time that you've had some of the traditional JVs assert themselves.
You know, my hat's off to Coach Clark. I mean, they're 11-4 with 6 players playing up. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
There's a curl, fade away off the glass. No. Rebound, and Jenkins got whacked in the act going back up. He'll go to the line. The foul is number 5, Elric Bell Collins. His first.
And all those freshmen that we see playing up at the JV level are doing quite well. Their record's right around 500.
First shot up for Jenkins and in. 6-4. Substitution for Lorain, Caleb Davis, number 2. Second shot up. He was over there. He knew he missed it, and he violated himself. You got to wait till the ball hits the rim no matter what you're doing. And Kenny Jenkins knew he missed it and went to go get it. Back comes Maple quickly on the dribble. 7-4 Lorain.
There you go. Here's a little bit more heat.
That's McShepard.
There you
on
go.
On defense, nice job there. Cut off, double team, got it reversed. Wing wang underneath on the baseball pass, layup up. No, Beon high points the ball.
Okay.
That's not something he would have done a month ago, Bob. Then the errant lead pass.
No call.
And this is interesting. It's going to go to Lorain. Okay, guess it's not going to go to Lorain. He pointed that way, and I think it was the right call to Maple because Caleb Davis was well out of bounds when he touched the ball. Morris to inbound, finally gets it in. Off in the corner to 42, Devon Smith-Johnson. Underneath, layup up, and good. That was 22, Stanley Gray. 7-6 Lorain. Minute 50 to go first quarter. They backed off the press for some reason.
That's it.
Davis. Jackson near side, going to take it down, baseline, up, under, no. Rebound on the ground. Caleb Davis up and in.
Great job.
2 for Caleb Davis on the stick back. 9-6 Lorain.
I'd really like to see Lorain High crank up the heat because there are turnovers waiting to be forced in a freshman basketball
Devontae
game.
Jackson with the rebound. Back come the Titans. Disadvantage, so he pulls it up. Davis on the baseline. Out on the dribble. Brings it back up top. Ball screen from beyond. And he's carrying the basketball. And there.
I didn't see it.
Well, in a list of innocuous calls, Bob, I'm not sure.
But he hasn't. Isn't that a point of emphasis for the officials this year, or was that last year? It was.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't see it. I'm one that thinks it's not called enough, but I didn't see it there. The ball wasn't sticking in his hand, I guess, and that's the first thing I look for is the hesitation type dribble is the carry that I think is an advantage, disadvantage. Kids would say ball don't lie as Kenny Jenkins comes back with the floater, missed everything. Smith-Johnson with the rebound, and he got whacked by Caleb Davis.
Well, Justin Wagner's in the game for Lorain High.
Yes, he is.
Impressed me the last time.
Good shooter.
How hard he plays.
And he does play
so hard.
He does play hard.
I mean, he gets after it.
40 seconds to go, first quarter. Lorain 9-6, Maple on the attack. One thing they're going to have to do is control the ball at the top a little bit better. As last 2 or 3 times, the point guard's taking it into the lane. That's a tough one.
Wow.
I thought Jenkins got a hand to knock that away.
I did too.
But I'm a little bit
very
farther
close
away.
to being a 5-second call too.
13,
also.
Davion Reese into the lineup for the first time. 27 seconds to go, first quarter. This is Jackson.
Well, it just seems like Lorain High has cranked up the defensive intensity, and Maple doesn't look as good running their offense as they did in the first couple of possessions.
Jackson with 16 gets it over to Davis.
First open man here, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
And
Justin
strong
Wagner
cuts.
never looked at the
6
basket.
seconds.
Now he decides to turn, throws up a wild one off his back and out of bounds with 1.8 seconds to go. That was not how you draw it up.
No.
And I think that, it's become almost cliche, the last possession of the quarter. They're lucky that they didn't call a foul there, as Justin Wagner was up in it with Quentin Morris. But we've played one at Lorain. Lorain 9, Maple Heights 6. Back with second quarter action after this timeout.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Back here at Lorain High, Maple Heights to inbound the ball to start the second quarter. 23, Kenny Kennedy with it.
That's it.
Dribbling against Caleb Davis. Also on the floor, that is Davion Reese, 13. Number 1, Deshaun Fairley into the game.
Travel.
To the ground. There's a whistle. And I think Mr. McConney, he is going to call a foul on Mr. Davis, his second. Substitution. In at Davis guard, Caleb Davis in for twin brother Caleb, who goes to the bench with a basket and a couple of fouls. Now, Lorain has struggled to cover these out-of-bounds situations under the basket. And there is another example. Block shot there by 42, Kennedy Marshall into the game. Maple with the rebound, though. 14 is Williams against Reese. Crosses over and down the lane he comes.
That's it.
Titans with the rebound. That is Fairley. Davis Near side Reese. 3 ball on the way from Davis. Not sure that that's the shot you were looking for there. Just off the bench. For the Titans, Khalib Davis will inbound. Reese, number 1, Deshaun Fairley, Kennedy Marshall with the ball, and Justin Wagner, number 10.
Now, Kennedy's 6'2".
At least.
That's good size for a freshman.
Stephen Reese penetrates into the lane, jump stops. They had clumped there as Davis with a little bit of Euro and missed the layup, and back comes Maple with the rebound.
Now, Lorain High has cranked up the defensive intensity here, and Maple is kind of taking Maple out of their comfort zone.
Well,
those first few possessions of the game, we were playing awful soft, and they were very disciplined in running their offense. No longer is that the case.
Fairley with the first foul. His first foul will be out of bounds. I think it should have been up top, but that's why it's a freshman.
Now, Jay, I think you have to zone all out-of-bounds plays under the basket. I really do.
Well, I really think that should have been on the side, because the rule is if the foul's inside the three-point arc, there's the layup missed, rebound by Maple.
Sure.
And one thing that the Titans need to do through the years, they need to crank up the rebounding down here. Justin Wagner right there, got to get a body on somebody. Back comes Fairley. Davis faced the basket. Reese.
Let's go. First open man, fellas.
We're fighting pressure. Not much pressure, but they're fighting it. You got to make a back cut. If you don't get it immediately, back cut. Jackson with the ball reversal to Fairley. Reese. Down the lane, back to Wagner. Wagner curls into the lane. That's a better look, but off the rim too hard, and back comes Maple. Back pressure from Khalib Davis will make him reset it at the half court. Damian McShepard for Justin Wagner here. 4:55 to go in the half, 9-6 Lorain. Neither team finding the inside of the hoop. Taishmi Cavert for Maple. Kenny Kennedy, pass off, picked up by Fairley, and back come the Titans. Right now, Maple's got Lorain playing at Maple's pace.
Well, I'm fairly impressed here at our offense. I mean, I do see back cuts. I see reads. We've got an open set.
You saw travel. Back comes Maple. Down the lane, Caver had it knocked away from behind, got it back, up, underscore.
Good step.
Nice move right there by Taishne Caver.
But I like what Coach Clark does here at the freshman level. He's playing an open 5, nobody stuck on a block, everybody's handling the ball, facing the basket.
Bombs away there from Fairley, no.
Powered up.
Kennedy, and he'll bring it back out to Davis. Fairley.
I mean, they've got a couple of ball screens mixed in.
Turned it down, off to Davis. You know what? They're settling for threes a lot more tonight than they have in the games I've seen them. Down underneath on the long pass. Up in, that's Monte Williams.
10-9.
10-9. Maple goes on top. And at this end, Bob, I think they're settling.
Well,
the one thing this team does not have is a knockdown shooter. That's McShepard underneath. That's where he is best. And there's a timeout.
Coach Clark takes the timeout.
With the transition timeout after they want to get the big kid back in.
But philosophically, I like what Coach Clark does here at this level.
Agreed.
Opening the offense up, an open 5, pass, cut, fill. He's got a couple of back screens mixed in there. Everybody handles the ball, and I think that's best for player development. There's no doubt in my mind. I went to a Morgan Wooten clinic probably 40 years ago, and he made that point.
When he was alive?
and that was his point of emphasis, and I couldn't agree more.
Well, once you get the fundamentals, and there's so much you can do with that, you start using the pin down screen to exit the post. And
I always think, a good coach can coach a post player up in about 3 weeks.
Well, just lots of repetitions.
Skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the run,
nice runner
Quentin
right there.
Morris all the way down the court, puts Maple back up top, 12-11. Well, and, Bob, not to belabor the point, but I think that Lorain has got to do a better job of controlling penetration on the point guard. McShepard with the rebound off the Smith miss. Back to Maple. This is Bush.
Well, when Maple has penetrated, they do something you don't see often at the freshman level. They don't take it one dribble too far.
Right.
And because a lot of freshmen just try to power it through the defense. And I've noticed 3 or 4 times here, they've appropriately picked the basketball up and scored.
That was foul there was on Damian McShepard, his second on the penetration. Once again, from half court into the lane is what's happening. They're not getting beat on individual moves. They're getting beat on the guy bringing the ball up the court.
Right.
They're not moving their feet and getting an angle.
Right, that is a problem.
McShepard out. Number 3, Justin Pryor in for the Titans. First time he's been in the ball game. 13 looking for 14, 11. 4 for Morris, and here's the box press again.
Middle, you need a middle threat. There it is. Now look where you came from.
That was pretty well done. Fairly near side Davis. One hand's elbow to Beon.
Yes.
Up and in. Beon Smith. Big beat. Drop, step, and score.
He couldn't do that the first time I saw him this year.
Whistle, basket, and foul.
No, Jay,
going to call a
it's
charge.
going to be a charge.
Ooh.
Take the basket away.
Hello.
And foul.
Elric Bell Collins with his second foul. 13. Is the score right? 14-13?
I don't think it is. Oh, come on.
I do think it is. Turnover there against the pressure. And back comes Maple, losing his gription, and then knocked away.
No.
He's tall.
Yes.
Whistle. I think it's going to be timeout Maple. Right idea there. Sam Clark with the steal, and he threw it to a white shirt.
Yep.
But the number was pretty high up in the air, and that's not where you want to. Beon Smith is coming a long way.
But he's not ready to handle the ball in the mid-floor.
Joe Box says, let's take time, so we'll step away and back with more after this timeout.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. It's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Back here at Lorain High, 14-13, the Maple Heights freshmen on top of Lorain with 2:12 to go in the first half. Maple over to Elric Bell Collins, who will walk it across against number 5, Talib Davis. Also on the court, 1 Deshaun Fairley. 3 ball on the way, woefully short, but getting his own rebound.
That's right.
Talib Davis with the rebound this time. And that's what I mean, Bob. They've got to do a better job of controlling the backboard. Nice pass by Davis.
There you
Justin
go.
Pryor is the beneficiary there. Titans on top, 15-14.
Now let's contain the basketball here.
Up top, Morris against Pryor.
He's
penetrating pitch.
Ouch.
3 ball.
Ouch.
23 Kenny Kennedy.
Pitch. That's today's game.
17-15 State. Okay, they're going to back out of it. Every time they back out of their pressure, they do us a favor, Bob.
I agree.
Bombs away.
Oh!
Wanting 3, hitting none is Clark, and then it comes back the other way. On the runner, no. Rebound back up and in, and that is Kenny Kennedy. Last 5 for him. Talib Davis, one-handed with the left, finishes. Nice finish there.
I should say so.
19-17 with 55 seconds to go in the half. Now control the ball. Tossed off the hands of one of the, I guess maybe off the hooves of one of the Maple Heights Mustangs.
Well, I'll tell you, with 45 seconds left, don't play for the last shot. It's freshman basketball. It never
There's
works.
3 possessions left in this half. It looks like they're going to play. Fairley Clark. Davis. Beyond Smith in the lane.
Let's see.
2 dribbles, turn around, got to get the head around. But Clark knocked it away on the rebound, but he was out of bounds.
He's getting there, Jay.
It's coming. Yeah. He's got to get the head around. Great idea. He's got to get a little bit lower on the dribble, too. But 20 seconds to go. Morris with the ball. Gets a ball screen there into the lane. They play pick and roll off the glass wide right. Out into the corner, and 3-ball long. Check out by Davis.
7
3 on
seconds.
2 if they hurry. Khalib Davis, glass.
Oh, yeah.
In. Wow. Khalib Davis ties it at the horn. We're tied at 19. Maple Heights 19, Lorain 19. Back with the second half after this timeout.
Hi, my name is Paige Murphy. I'm 17 years old, and I'm in the 11th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying medical assisting with a focus on STNA through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program. I want to be a nurse one day, and taking a more hands-on career tech medical assisting classes is really helping me to grasp more concepts. I've wanted to be a nurse ever since my grandfather was diagnosed with PSP. PSP is a more extreme version of Parkinson's disease. I helped care for him. Hospice and nurses came to the house 24/7. I saw them care for him, and I thought I wanted to do this with my life. The Medical Assisting Career Tech program is helping me become an STNA before I graduate high school. That's the first step to my nursing career. It's a lot easier to learn in the CTE classes because it's more hands-on. It's stuff like that that's going to help me be a stronger nursing student one day. I knew what I wanted to do, and now I know how to do it. And it's all thanks to Lorain High's Medical Assisting STNA Career Tech program.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Back here at Lorain, 19-all as we start the third quarter of this freshman game. Lorain in white with the ball. That is Deshaun Fairley. Sam Clark, 23, Beyond Smith. Clark with the left down the lane, has it blocked away. Also on the court for Lorain, Damian McShepard is 0. 43, Devontae Jackson. Go ahead.
What Clark did there, I mean, nice crossover and attack the basket. You have to run more offense before you do that. Reverse the basketball and attack a defense that's closing down, out and shifting. There
nice
you go.
Curl cut there.
Oh.
Clark with a one-handed rebound kicks it back out to Fairley, who brings it out. Smith with the back cut as Jackson goes to the hoop, all the way to the hoop. He's going to get 2 throws. Monte Williams with the foul, his first. First on the team. Devontae 2 of 2 at the line in the first quarter.
Jay, you know, both these teams are pretty well organized.
Yep. Make it 3 of 3 as my girls used to call that God's tip-in when it hit the back of the rim and went straight up. Second shot up and swished that one.
Nice little stroke.
21-19, Jackson with 4. Now the energy level is back down in this gym once again, so it's going to. A lot of this game is going to depend on who can lift it quickest. Down the lane, McShepard got away with the bump and run. Ball on the ground, picked up, little centered to Beyond Smith. Ahead to McShepard with between 3, makes a good decision to get it out of there. Off in the corner, Fairley with the 3-ball, no. Clark with a rebound, tied up, jump ball to Maple. We got the arrow back, but 21-19, Lorain with 6:01 to go in the third quarter. Backing totally off the pressure here. This is Morris. They're running the little curl weave. Bell Collins loses it, picked up, knocked away.
No.
McShepard knocked it away off of Devon Smith-Johnson. Will stay with Maple.
Jay, if Beyond's 6'5", number 42 for Maple is
6'10" with hair.
Just about. I mean, that's great size.
Yeah. And like Beyond, I think a work in progress. He'll take McShepard on out there. Bump and run. Whistle.
Wow.
It's going to be on McShepard. That's a pretty good move for that size.
6'5" freshman out there, crossover and attack with his offhand.
Once again, they match up. And again, Bob, we've talked about guarding, defense on the out of bounds. One thing you don't have to do there is guard the inbounder.
True.
And, that gives you 5 against 4.
If you're going to play man-to-man, you have to switch everything along the baseline and see the ball.
Crazy running one-hander. McShepard with the rebound. Brings it ahead. Down the sidelines to Jackson in the corner. Had trouble with the dribble. Picks it up. Gets it down low to Clark. No from 8. Back comes Maple with Williams. Williams on the run. Takes it down the lane. Throws up an 8-footer. No. Devontae Jackson ahead to Sam Clark. Clark
nice
under the defense and knocks it home. Sam Clark with 4. Titans by 4. I think this is the biggest lead of the game.
Well done.
Lorain was 9-6 at the end of 1. We were all tied at 19 at the half. This is on Smith Johnson. Up top. Bush. In back up on top, Monty Williams. Again, like I said, very low energy in the gym. Whistle, foul. You can't block that from behind. You're never going to get away with that. It's going to be on Fairley. His second. 2 throws to number 4, Quentin Morris, who was 2 of 2 in the first half as part of his 4 points. Facebook Live. People, welcome.
I'm anxious to see his shot here because I think this young man's a pretty good player.
I do too.
No, I don't like it. You got to get that left hand out of the road.
Got a little bit of as the world turns there as a sideways rotation. Caleb Davis in for McShepard for Lorain. Caleb had a basket in the first half for 2.
Boy, Jay, at the freshman level, if you practice for an hour and a half, 45 minutes, 35 minutes of it has to be on fundamental shooting drills, shooting the shots you get in your offense, and then the mechanics.
Whistle and just going around Beion there. Beion clipped him with the foot, so that's going to be a blocking charge on Beion Smith.
Very few freshmen come in after 8th grade with a shot.
Right.
I mean, they just...
And even if they had one, Bob, what you have to realize at this point, knocked away by Fairley, and then knocked away by Clark. It'll stay with me. But this is an adjustment to a bigger size basketball because they play with the girls' ball in middle school. So muscling in, layup up, no. Smith with the rebound.
Jackson, that's a foul.
Jackson took one.
Ouch.
To the chin there. Quentin Morris with his second.
Now, I know I asked you this last time we did this. Beion plays football?
Yes. Yes.
Offensive lineman, I would assume.
Yes.
Defensive lineman.
Yes, hand in the dirt kind of kid. Down the Clark in the middle, bounce off to Beion. Trouble with it.
Ooh, little jump hook.
No. Nicely done. Now see that the difference there. If you were watching in the first half, whistle, timeout, Maple. If you're watching in the first half, Beion tried that and didn't get his head around.
Right, head and shoulders, right.
So he was shooting it blind. That time, that was a nice look. It just went off the back of the iron, but that was really well done. Maple Heights with the timeout to preserve the possession, 23-19.
Jay, freshman football did well this year, I presume?
Yes, they did. They lost 1 game.
Okay.
I mean, they got whacked by Benedictine, who was one of the best freshman teams this year that I ever saw. I knew, Bob, I did the game. I knew we were in trouble when their kicker was warming up from the 40-yard line.
Ouch. Wow.
In the freshman game.
Wow.
.351 to go, third quarter. It'll be Maple ball to our right. Al McConney will administer. We forced him to take it to the basket there. We were on the wrong side guard. Whacked.
And blocked.
Davis with the pickup. One-handed pass to Sam
come on
Clark.
now.
Nice pass.
With the left hand. Wow. What a pass.
I believe he's left-handed, but...
It was off the dribble, too.
Yes, it was. 25-19, biggest lead of the night for Lorain.
I do.
Down low in the middle. Nice move there. Step through pressure. Beyond, nice rebound. And that's where he got a call there. Bell Collins with his third. But he's got to learn to pivot from pressure there. Substitutions for Maple. Tyshawn Caver, number 11. And 32, Curtis Granger.
25-19 with 3:20 left in the quarter.
Fairly down the lane. Pass off.
Nothing there.
Too low for Clark.
Just nothing there. I mean,
that would have been a good. That would have been a good time to come to a jump
stop and score.
Make somebody play you or score the ball. Back come the Mustangs. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. With the left down the lane, knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with Maple. Quentin Morris is. That's something they still haven't figured out, is how to keep him in front of them, Bob.
Yeah, he can beat you. He can cross over. He can use either hand, right or left. We're talking about number 4.
Yep. Kenny Jenkins into the lineup for Lorain, number 12. Ball up top. And that's Caver. Caver work. Curl into the lane. Pull up left-handed shot from about 14.
Wow.
Curtis Granger with his first 2. He's on the board. Jackson brings it back. Titans by 4. Jackson. Back to Jackson. Down the lane. He slices in, throws it in. I don't think he jumped intending to shoot.
I thought he was going to pass a basketball.
I think when he left his feet, so did he. Everybody was guarded, but the guy under the basket, Maple Heights, going to have to bring it out. Jackson tipped it away. Be Maple to inbound the ball right in front of their bench with 2:19 to go in the third quarter. Into the corner, DeAndre Washington with it. Or enter pass, that's not DeAndre Washington, excuse me, that's Kenny Kennedy.
Okay.
Nice pass underneath.
Yeah.
And Tyshawn Caver with a hoop.
Get in.
One-handed 8-footer, but Jackson on the rebound.
Reverse it.
That's Clark. Clark jabs. Fairley decides 3 looks good from there and knocks it down.
Little screen and
Deshaun
fill.
Fairley, 30-23, Titans by 7.
There it is. Nope. Okay.
That was nicely done on the rotation. Just getting too tall and didn't move his feet. Kenny Jenkins.
30-25 with 1:31 left.
Jackson spinning in the lane up off the glass.
Oh, no! That
degree of difficulty. It's getting to be Olympics time, Bob.
Oh, drag, dribble, spin, and
reverse
into
underhand.
A hook shot.
32-25 Lorain. Maple with the ball, that's Granger. Davis on him, picks his pocket. Davis with Caleb Davis with 4.
34-25.
This is where the Titans excel, is the back pressure. Ball dead, okay, and they allowed him to get rid of it. Granger into the middle. Not looking for the ball was Caver, and Maple's
forced to take a timeout. Oops, they're saying no, we didn't take a timeout.
He was on the sideline. He pivoted onto the sideline. Referee Al McConney had to look there.
I got you. So there was no timeout, right? Yes.
Nope. Jenkins will inbound. This is Caleb Davis, number 5, joining his brother in the lineup. Jackson goes out. Justin Wagner, that was just a bad pass because it didn't need to be a one-hand pass.
Wasn't anything there.
And I don't know what Justin would have done with it if he caught it, but you don't throw the ball with one hand because you can't fake it. Clock is ticking with 35 seconds to go.
Contain this dribble.
He's only going to go left, right?
No,
he's coming back, but he's coming back left every time. There was a double doink there. It'll be out of bounds to Maple Heights with 19.8 to go. Courtesy of a couple of Titans' legs. They'll inbound it there.
Don't go out there with them.
They're going to lob it in over Wagner. Wagner gets a hand on it, knocks it away, and we know he's going to be on the floor. Now there's ball back on the floor.
That's Lorain ball.
And that was Justin Wagner.
Yep.
He might not even have been in the same time zone as that happened, but you knew once he got a hand on the ball that he was going to end up sliding across the floor.
12 and a half seconds here.
Titans by 9. They were tied at the quarter. 15-6 is the quarter score.
That's it.
All the way in, no for Davis.
Okay,
2 seconds to go. Hand grenade pass to half court. Shot after the
and it went in, but it's
after
too late.
the buzzer swished. We've played 3 at Lorain. 34 for the Baby Titans. 25 for the Mustangs. Back with more after this.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I receive.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life. We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Well, here we go, Jay. Start of the fourth. Up by 9.
Back here at Lorain. Welcome, Facebook Live family. This is Deshaun Fairley, Beyond Smith. Devontae Jackson penetrates through the hoop and got whacked. Devontae's going to go back to the line. He had a really nice
Was that the circus shot? I mean, that was a good quarter for Lorain. What did you say? It was 16-5, Jay?
15-6.
15-6.
Jackson himself with 6 of those points. That shot up off the back, no. 4 out of 5 at the line now for Devontae.
Well, he has a pretty good stroke.
Only a freshman, we know that. He's going to play in the next game, too. Second shot, no, comes around and out. Rebound there by Smith Johnson. Back comes the Mustangs. Fairly on defense for Lorain. Whistle. We're going to call Davis for a reach-in, I think. Yep. Bob.
It's just
there was the help over instead of up, and he's got to, if he steps over and gets in the lane, he's going to either get a charge or force a travel.
But just the 4th team foul.
Bounce pass into the lane, not seen.
Well, there you go with my see the ball.
Yep. Wing-wanged into the corner. 3 ball on the way. No. Nice rebound.
Nice jump.
And not, you know what? Caleb Davis with the big play. They brought it down, and where Davis could reach it, and he knocked it off the leg and out of bounds. Back to the Titans with 6:20 to go in the ball game. Jackson. Ball screen from Fairley. Back outside to Caleb Davis. Caleb.
Approaching 6 minutes left
Whistle.
in the quarter.
Offensive foul is going to be called there on a push on a cut.
43, Jay.
Devontae Jackson is going to get the foul, his first. Cost the Titans a possession on the
that
turnover.
Hurts. I mean, 4th quarter, you're up by 9. You don't want to.
Yeah. You know, one of the problems they ran into there is they were starting the offense so far out, their spacing was screwed up. And that is Smith
You don't need
Johnson.
self-inflicted wounds.
He just picked the ball up out there. Titans need the lock, but Caver gets it. Caver wings it underneath. Ball on the baseline now, back out. That's Kennedy, and then that's Caver.
Head on the ball here. Head on the ball, young man.
3 ball on the way from Kennedy. No. Rebound fought for. Smith Johnson has it, forces one up. He got whacked in the act.
Yeah. That's going to be on.
I think it's on Beyond Smith.
It has to be Beyond. But, you pointed out the rebounding issues, and it was very evident on that possession.
You can't jump with somebody leaning against you. Physically not possible. First shot up and no. This is Devon Smith-Johnson. 2 points in the game. Very surprising given his skill level. Timeout Maple now before the second shot. 5:32 to go as we'll reset it. Facebook Live people will keep you here.
Well, that only gives Maple one timeout remaining for the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, you would think you'd want to.
Because we don't do the under 4 timeout like they do on TV. Checking in for Lorain, Kenny Jenkins going to come back in after the timeout.
Well, the key here when you're up by 9 and first open man gets the basketball, makes strong cuts, and good things will happen. You don't need the self-inflicted wounds by, poor choices with the basketball.
And you don't need to spread the floor as wide as the Titans are to run their offense.
They're going to get some pressure. Maple, I wouldn't be surprised that they come out after a score. Of course, they have to score to do it, to crank up some sort of full court pressure.
So here we go. 34-25, 1 shot remaining for Devon Smith-Johnson.
Coach Clark used that timeout to make sure his press was organized.
Yes. Right away, you see somebody back in the backcourt stretching the defense. Second shot up and in.
And no, they've fallen back.
They're going to fall back man to man, it looks like. As Fairley brings it across, gives it to Jackson. Now they want to trap. One hand pass down to Davis. Davis had it. Davis made a good job to knock it down and throw it in, and it was out of bounds off of a Mustang. It'll stay with Lorain, but that's not what you want to do. Everybody turned their head, and they trapped. This is Khalib. Penetrates in the lane, gets it off to Jenkins, gets it back outside to Fairley. Near side Jackson.
Use your dribble. There you go.
Nice back cut there.
Oh, wow, we need
Khalib
that
Davis
one.
missed the chippy.
Ouch.
This is going to be a freebie.
Yeah.
Over the front of the rim there, 23, Kenny Kennedy. He's got 9.
That was a significant.
Instead of 11,
it's in this game. Yep.
It's 6 now instead of 10. Fairley against pressure, near side. Corner to Jackson, double team there, gets it out. Swings it over to Fairley. They're holding the ball too long and not reversing it. There's a tie up on the floor. It'll stay
with Maple.
It'll go to Maple.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last one. Substitution for Maple, Monte Williams.
Well, we've had a self-inflicted wound 3 out of the last 4 possessions here.
Correct. Titans by 6, 4:25 to go. Big time in this game. Oh, Pam Jackson almost got nailed. I'm not sure what was trying to happen there, but Pam just had her stress test. Ball over to Lorain. 4:15 to go in the ball game as Devontae Jackson walks it across. Devontae's got 8 in the game, which leads Lorain.
No, fellas. Running offense, too much standing, cuts, movement.
And you know what? Save the one-hand passes for baseball season because they're throwing it all over the gym right now.
4 out of the last 5 possessions.
Right. Bell Collins near side. This is Bush. Davis forces him into the lane. Fouled there, no call. Rebound.
Rebound issue again.
Yep.
No.
Smith-Johnson's going to get 2 throws, but once again, the Titans are just getting manhandled on the boards. Foul is going to be on Jenkins, I believe. Devon Smith has got 3 points in the ball game. That one's good. Gives him 4. That one was pure, Bob.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that shot needs a lot of work, though, Jay.
Yep.
I mean, he's shooting it from his chest. And
second one, again, good rotation. No, Jackson. Again, see, there was the step in, and it was a challenged rebound instead of a box out and let it come to you. Jackson tries to go down the lane, brings it back out to Caleb Davis.
Strong cuts here.
There's the hand grenade pass cross court to Jackson, down low to Khalib Davis.
No. Ouch.
They're playing like it's electric right now, Bob. Nice save by Davis to Fairley. And there's another one-handed pass. Nice catch up and in.
Sprint back.
Kenny Jenkins. Timeout, Coach Clark. The big vein in the neck is popping out as he gets him to the side.
That was a
Plus
good
7 with 3:16 to go in the ball game.
Well, one thing you have to do in that timeout there, Coach Clark took, is you've got to get your half-court offense organized. And people have to remember, you just can't stand and defend yourself. You need cuts, movement, and first open man.
And the other thing, I hope he's talking to them about if you pass the ball and go to cut and your man leaves you to trap, you have to curl back.
To the basketball, exactly. You have to be aware of what's happening because they've trapped up in the middle of the floor, which really isn't that difficult to attack if you're aware that your man went and trapped. Just curl right back to the top of the key, turn and attack the basket.
You'll get a layup.
Yeah.
If you're aware, but if you cut without looking, then you're leaving your man out to dry. Titans come back. Number 1, Deshaun Fairley, 43. Devontae Jackson, 2. Caleb Davis, 20. Sam Clark, 12. Kenny Jenkins. 3:10 to go in the ball game. Down low, Smith Johnson. Kind of a routine play there. I thought he might have traveled, but they're saying Fairley got him first. It's going to be 1-1.
At the line, Devon Smith. All right, putting the big guy back in.
Beyond's coming back. Back rim, front rim, ball on ground. Save to Maple Heights. Step in, Smith Johnson. No. Another rebound. Great athletic play by Jackson over to Fairley. Everybody's hiding.
Look
to Fairley.
Up the sideline.
Baseball pass ahead to Clark. Bounce pass to Davis. Layup.
Oh, with the left hand.
I bet you Coach Clark is pointing to the clipboard saying, just like I drew it up. 38-29. Titans, 2.5 to go. 3-ball. Bombs away. No. Rebound to Davis. Davis baseball pass to Jackson. Jackson ahead of the crowd. Lays it up. In and fouled.
And fouled. Wow.
Devontae Jackson into double figures. 40-29. Lorain, biggest lead of the ball game. 2:25 to go. Substitutes at the table. 23. Big B beyond Smith into the ball game for Caleb Davis. And Caleb Davis did a heck of a job in there in that shift. And the big fella for Maple, Devon Smith Johnson, is going out. Also going out, Monte Williams, as they bring the pressing and three-point shooting lineup in, I'm guessing. Shot up from Jackson. No. That's okay. Sam Clark runs it down, takes it right back to the hoop, lays it up. Nope, but fouled.
Okay.
So Clark, that was a really smart play to turn and take it back where it came from.
11 points. That's a lot of points with just 2:20 left to play in freshman basketball.
Stanley Gray. And you know what? They've only given up 10 in the half. So it is significant when you think about what's already happened. First shot up and through. Clark.
Nice.
With 7. This is going to be some win if the Titans hold on here. They lost by 16 at
the
Maple.
First time around.
Clark with 6.5, 8 in the game. Titans by 13. Back comes Maple. Knocked away by Fairley, picked up by Maple, back underneath. Nice find. And Stanley Gray gets a basket.
I'm surprised Maple's just falling back. Well, there's a little pressure now, but I would have expected full court
down
pressure.
The sideline, back out, knocked away. Ball on the ground, player laying out of bounds, recovered it and sent it ahead to Maple.
No call.
To make up for the not out of bounds, and then still the Titans give up an offensive board. Big B. Oh, right idea.
If I was Coach Clark, I think I'd take a timeout. I really would, just to get organized. He's got 3, and there's a minute 39. I think the game's in hand, but I still, from a learning standpoint, would.
Bell Collins is going to go to the bench. I believe that's his 5th. So at the line, Kenny Jenkins is going to go for 1 in the bonus, or they're going to give him 2?
2, I believe, Jay.
Okay. 42-31 with a minute 39 to go. First one flat. A little bit wide to the right. Got to get his elbow a little bit more underneath this one. Conversation in the lane. I thought it was 1-1.
Oh.
I thought so. So, 42-31 Maple with the ball. I'm not sure how they decided that Maple should have gotten the ball there, but they did. Maple down the lane, kick out.
No,
Titans doing
That's a good point, Jay.
Titans doing a good job defensing. Shot up, no. Rebound off to Jenkins. Jackson with it now, minute 15 to go. I think the outcome of this one is not much longer in doubt. Jackson reverses down the lane behind the back to Big B, up and in.
His hands were ready to play.
Nice job by Devontae Jackson getting Big B some love underneath. 44-31 down the lane, and that's going to be a foul.
Oh, this is a heck of a win.
That's an offensive foul being called there on number 2, Davion Bush. Ball over to the Titans. It's 55 seconds to go. Titans 44-31. And, you can start talking about a few things. 12 points given up in the second half. Pretty good defense. Now, they don't run away.
Back to the ball. There you go. I don't know
Fairly
if I'd shoot
from
it.
the foul line. Got it up to Big B.
I think we've got a name for him now.
Yep. Well, that's what he told me to call him.
Okay. 37 seconds, up by 15.
Down low, bounce pass knocked away by Clark Fairley. Jackson. 25 seconds to go. Titans by 15. Going to be a 31-point turnaround as it stands now. 3 ball on the way is kind of wild. Knocked away there. Titans can't say they're not playing to the buzzer. Maybe not to purpose, but to buzzer. 15.3 to go. Back comes Maple. Now you can say they're not playing to the buzzer. Beion Smith with another rebound has it taken away by the third man in. So nobody helping him till Clark blocks one with .6.
All right, Jay, .6. What's the rule now when you get to .6, .3, et cetera, as far as
under .3's got to be a tap. Tip. That's a bombs away. 46 for Lorain, 31 for Maple Heights. Thank you for stopping in Facebook Live. And we'll wrap things up here. Boy, it was a great second half for Lorain as they went into the half tied and then had quarters of 15 and 12 while they were giving up 6 and 6. And that's how come you win by 15 after losing by 16 at Maple. It was a good team effort. McShepard 2. Fairley 3, 6 for Caleb Davis, 2 for Justin Pryor, 4 for Caleb Davis, 3 for Kenny Jenkins, 8 for Sam Clark, 8 for Big B, Beion Smith, and 10 points for Devontae Jackson, who led everyone in 3 quarters of action. So the Titans' record now, Bob?
They're 11-4 coming in. That makes them 12-4, which is really good. And we have to emphasize, 6 of the freshmen, of the real freshmen, are going to be in this upcoming game playing JV ball. So, pretty amazing. Coach Clark doing a nice job.
Well, we're going to step away for now. Thank you for participating. If you are Facebook Live, if you're watching us on YouTube, you've got to go back to the menu and tee it up again to see the JV game, Channel 20. We'll step away and we'll be back with JV action between these two teams. But it is a good time to be reminded it's a great time to be a Titan, everybody.
Yep.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.